Volcanoes, nature's most powerful force of destruction. For centuries they've shaped landscapes, wiped out civilizations, and rewritten history. But one eruption stands above the rest, as the deadliest of them all. It was a disaster so massive that it changed the world's climate, caused global famine, and led to the deaths of over 100,000 people. The year was 1815, and the world was unaware that a ticking time bomb was about to explode. The culprit? Mount Tambora, a volcano on the Indonesian island of Sumbawa. Standing at over 4,300 meters, 14,000 feet tall, Tambora was one of the highest peaks in Indonesia. But beneath its surface, something terrifying was building, a massive chamber of magma pressurized beyond its limits. On April 5, 1815, the first explosion rocked the island. A deafening boom was heard more than 400 kilometers, 870 miles away, as far as Jakarta and the Maluku Islands. But that was just the warning. The real nightmare began 5 days later, on April 10th. At 7:00 p.m., Tambora violently exploded, sending a column of ash, fire, and debris over 40 kilometers, 25 miles, into the sky. Pyroclastic flows, rivers of superheated gas and ash moving at over 700 kilometers, 435 miles, obliterated everything in their path. Villages were buried in an instant. Thousands died before they even knew what was happening. By the time the eruption ended, 90% of the population of Sumbawa was dead. Entire villages were erased from existence. Over 12,000 people were killed instantly. But the real horror was just beginning. The ash cloud blocked out the sun, turning day into night for weeks. Crops failed. Water became poisoned. Famine and disease spread like wildfire. The eruption set off a chain reaction that led to an estimated 71,000 to 100,000 deaths across Asia, Europe, and North America. But the worst consequence: global climate catastrophe. The amount of sulfur dioxide released into the atmosphere was so massive that it triggered a global cooling event. 1816 became known as the year without a summer. In North America, snow fell in June. Crops failed. People starved. In Europe, constant rain led to food shortages and riots. Tens of thousands died from famine. In China and India, monsoons collapsed, triggering droughts, floods, and cholera outbreaks that claimed thousands more lives. One volcanic eruption had plunged the entire planet into chaos. Today, Mount Tambora stands at only 2,850 meters, 9,350 feet, less than two-thirds of its original height. The eruption literally blew off the top of the mountain. So could it happen again? Absolutely. The Ring of Fire, a massive zone of seismic activity, is still active today. Supervolcanoes like Yellowstone in the US and Toba in Indonesia could cause similar devastation, or worse. Scientists are constantly monitoring these ticking time bombs, but the truth is, we are not prepared for another Tambora-level eruption. Volcanoes are both destructive and life-giving. They can wipe out entire civilizations, but they also create new land, fertile soil, and shape the very planet we live on. The story of Mount Tambora is a reminder of how small we are in the face of nature's power. And the question remains, when will the next big eruption happen? What do you think? Could another volcanic eruption change the world like Tambora did? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into history's deadliest disasters, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more incredible stories from the past.